Hi, it's me again, Danny Daniels. Today is June 6th. Yesterday I said it was June 6th, but yesterday was June 5th. So, my number one fan corrected me on that. But as I've said, my day has gotten started. It got started as soon as I woke up, as usual. And I had no intention of making a video today because yesterday was my Friday. So today is my focus on writing day. But I could not help it. I was intrigued by a comment that I was reading on Facebook. This college student asked a question, and the question is about gun control. And his question is, for what other reason would a person own a gun if not to kill people? Here's my thing, not to take away from his question, but my question is this. Because people like to justify why a gun is needed. They even have a chart, and I'll post that in this video, about what gun is necessary for what. But since people aren't always evaluated the same who tote guns, if white people are allowed to freely tote guns and even walk along in some states with their gun out without being stopped and questioned or targeted or to, be redirected for any reason, shouldn't we all be allowed to carry guns like that? If we all have concealed carry permits, shouldn't we all be allowed to freely tote our guns anywhere we go? When we ever killed someone, we're justified because we feared for our lives? Because if white people shoot black people because they're afraid that they're going to be killed, which is usually what the police say, well, I feared for my life, so I shot and killed a person holding a cell phone, for example. So if that's the case, shouldn't black people just kill white people and justify it by saying that they fear for their life? Because white people are known to be the most racist. They're the ones always promoting hate. Even on their white pride days, they carry tiki torches and shout about how Jews are not going to replace them and all this other unnecessary stuff. So if white people are being violent, shouldn't we protect ourselves against them? Aren't these predators? And since policemen are known to be racist in large degrees, and they're known to predominantly shoot to kill minorities, but they can apprehend Caucasian serial killers, mass murderers without incident, shouldn't blacks and other minorities, not just blacks, just shoot and kill cops and be justified and say, well, we fear for our lives because the policeman showed up and knocked on our door? How ridiculous are we going to be? And is that ridiculous? Do people not see is it irony? What is it? Do you not see the propensity for damage that you're creating when you allow one race to go unchecked, but you want to heavily strong arm another? Is it right? Especially when these young impressionable minds, these young teenagers are allowed to get their hands on guns and go into schools and murder innocent people and then turn the gun on themselves. They're really too young to even understand what they're doing. They're too young to understand even white privilege. They don't understand that. All they know is they want to take advantage of it. You want to take advantage of something you do not understand. Somebody did you wrong. They're not supposed to. How dare they? I have the right to defend my emotions. And that's what it is. These young people are emotional. They don't get that once you start on this road, you can't take it back. Once you start on this road of, I am so angry, I feel so violated, I feel, and my lighting in my house is bad, I'm sorry, targeted, or I feel like I'm better than anybody else, so nobody can say anything to me and I have the right to defend myself by any means necessary. That's a dangerous mindset. And where's the education? Why have they not looked at the curriculum in schools and changed these history books? If everything is that they teach in school, history, the books are not accurate. The books are wrong. The books don't tell history accurately, and they also omit a lot of history, making only white history the important history. And society has taught not just whites, but society has taught everyone to fear blacks. Now, I've been told that Hillary Clinton didn't mean it the way it was taken when she said that blacks are a super predator. Now, I can't go into explaining what she did mean because I'm not exactly sure what she did mean. All I know is the effect that it had on society that portrayed blacks as a super predator, as if a black man without a gun is more dangerous than a hysterical white man with a gun. That is reckless and irresponsible, and that is the America that we live in. Blacks are always a target, and it's unfair, it's unjust, and it's unequal. And the punishment for the crime of killing a black man is much less than the punishment for even, dare I say, whistling at a white woman. And I go that far back into the past because that is how unequal the scales are. You can't even whistle at a white person without going to jail and risking your life. But a white man can kill you and get a free vacation, paid time off. And it doesn't just stop at policemen. White citizens, more and more, feel like they can just brandish their guns on people. And I'm very pleased that the woman who brandished her weapon in a park on a black couple who was walking their dog and trying to find out if they could rent a cabin to go camping, she wielded her gun on them and told them that they had no right to be in the park. She had no right to pull out her weapon, even if she had a cash and carry. And it's good that she's been sentenced to, I think, 10 months in jail. She needed to be, because she was out of order. She needed to have been not necessarily minding her own business, but she needed to have been regarding those people as people instead of being a predator. And too often that is happening. And I don't understand the anger. Why are white people so angry? You've been angry from what's been historically documented since blacks were freed. You've been angry since you've had to do the work of your land with your own hands and you don't get free labor. So since you don't get free labor, you're angry with an entire race. And because you're angry with that entire race, you start this vicious propaganda to say that they are predators, that they are lazy, whatever manner of evil that you do. And not only are whites angry with blacks, they hate Jewish people. Why? What's wrong with you? What's with all of the hate? What are you afraid of? That somebody's going to get an extra piece of bread, and while you're already full and you have 5 pieces, this other person who happens to be of another race wasn't full and got 6 pieces of bread? What gives? It doesn't make any sense. And we need to be looking at stuff and evaluating, and stop being afraid. Stop being afraid to evaluate the situation and call a thing a thing. The whole thing with Colin Kaepernick, everybody who finally came into an understanding of what was happening knew that it had nothing to do with the flag. But they let Trump get on his podium and preach this lying propaganda, which we already know he's a liar, everybody does. And they let him go with this. It was all for agenda. It wasn't because people were outraged that Colin Kaepernick didn't want to stand for the national anthem, which is horrible, by the way. But I didn't know it was horrible until the Colin Kaepernick situation happened. And then I went and researched the lyrics for myself. Verses 2 and 3. It's horrible. we really do need a new national anthem. But anyway, that's not going to happen. But I do. I love this country that I live in. I think it's great because it's all I know, and I don't know too much of other cultures, and I don't really want to study other cultures because that is not my platform. You can't take on everything. But I do love America. And I was appalled when I first heard about a football player not standing for the national anthem. I really was. And I went and I did my due diligence and I researched that and I found out why he was doing what he was doing, and it was justified because it was true. You don't want to talk about it. White America doesn't want to talk about it because they know that the judicial system was set up to dominate over black men, to keep them enslaved so that they would have no power, no leverage, no recourse. That's all that it was. And it remains so. And it needs to stop. I'm Danny Daniels, and that's my 2 cents. I gotta go because my day is busy. I've gotten several messages that popped up. That's why I look up like this, and you're probably like, what is she looking up for? You know, she's not outside. You can't see the sun. There's no bees flowing around my head because I'm not outside on my client's patio. But anywho, I'm Danny Daniels. I'm gonna get out. Please do tell me what you think about this subject. And if it doesn't matter to you and you really don't care, that's fine too. But that's my 2 cents. Have a great day.